In our Torah portion of this week, Hukat, we read that there's a terrible water shortage for all the people in the Sinai desert. This understandably caused the people to bitterly complain to Moses, demanding that he resolve the crisis, before they, their families, and even their cattle die of thirst. So God commands Moses to take his staff and before all the people speak to a rock, and that rock will give forth its water, and shall bring water to the people so they can survive. The commentators immediately contrast this water shortage with the previous similar event in the Torah, where that time Moses is commanded to hit the rock to bring forth water. As many know, this time Moses errs, and instead of speaking to the rock, he hits the rock, for which he is severely punished. Moses, out of all people, loses his right to enter the land of Israel. Why is Moses instructed this time to speak to the rock, especially in light of the previous commandment to hit a rock to produce water? One rabbi explains that as the nation has progressed and matured over the years, the act of hitting was no longer an effective or relevant form of communication. He notes that while striking symbolically represents extracting something by force, speech represents a far more penetrating and effective tool. Speech is a more mature manner of leadership, a higher and far more internal than the communication of striking. Moses now is expected to forge a new path. No longer is hitting the proper path. It's incumbent upon him to speak to the nation, to use his words. Even more significantly, the nation is on a level where striking will no longer be effective. It's no longer possible to use this form of communication. In striking the rock, Moses failed to recognize that accommodation and agreement can only work through words, through communication, and not by force. Force is no longer an effective tool. It's words that bring agreement. Perhaps an important lesson for all of us during this tumultuous time, this chaotic summer in the history of our country. Shabbat Shalom.